To battle, packmates, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Postmodel. I am Fleet Admiral Tyrek of the heavy battlecruiser Pouncer as we continue our campaign of the Hydran Star Kingdom. And last time, we took the planet at 413, and now are continuing to siege their final defensive line at 514. There are only 4 Hydran tiles remaining and only 1 starbase. So, without further ado, let us set out into space and start really putting the hurt down. We're going to take a surprise for first because I want to take this starbase in tech. The Empire defense of this tile is down to 5, and you reduce 5 every time you go on a mission. So we're in a really good aggressive position right about now. And then we need to go through and take 3 more tiles, which I think we can probably do. And dear God, that's an absolutely gorgeous background. But in any event, so we're going on a surprise for first right now. We're dealing with a frigate, a frigate, a frigate, a frigate, and a light cruiser, which I'm assuming is a heavy war destroyer. LNH-1X, maybe. It's not easy to tell all the time with hydrants, but we have been detected and they are powering up, so let's rush on in there as quickly as power allows. We're currently being escorted today by the Raging Bear and Mr. Tambourine Man, which I'm assuming is a band name. It's got to be. How could it not be? But Raging Bear is definitely one of the better names that we have here. Raging Bear. I don't know how to say it in order to make it sound cool enough, in order to fully emphasize just how awesome that name actually is. And it makes me sad that I cannot articulate in such ways. Okay, so all our systems are fully charged. Let's just kick up the speed to full power, and we will be there in a short minute. Let's increase the speed of time. We may as well, since as long as we're rushing in there. Overload the phasers, set the ESG down to a minimum crunch value. That way it deals the maximum damage. I know the way I said it made it sound like it would deal the least amount of damage, but I assure you, this bubble is about to burst, and it's going to burst lovingly. Alright, kick that on, get the phasers with backup, and I think this will probably take them out. It did. Excellent. All other weapons, which include our heavy phaser Bs, our ESG Lance, and disruptors, should be able to kill you. No, it couldn't. I was wrong. And so now we're going to sail on by, because we didn't slow down fast enough. But our phasers, can I follow up quick enough? No, not really. Slow down even more. We're going to keep focusing on the lens. Why would you name a ship the Lens? What is it, flown by an optometrist? In any event, he's got all of his systems offline at this point, so we're just going to go in there for the kill. I don't anticipate he has much remaining. There we go. Coming around to the next target, the INS right next to us. There's also a DWL. Yeah, we'll go off for the DWL. We've got a lot of friends coming in off from this direction, Mr. Tambourine Man and the Raging Bear, of course, and they'll ram into these guys first. If we had somebody else coming from this direction, we could safely allow them to handle this guy, but they're not. So we'll have to take care of it ourselves. And we're at a pretty decent range to fire. So open fire with the disruptors, 20 damage of a maximum of 24, so that's not terrible at all. And we'll get the phasers to finish him off. And then as we come back around, in fact, you know what? We may as well. It's a 100% chance to happen. And I think they got this guy. Could be wrong, but I don't think they did. So we're lined up on our final course. Phasers are about to be ready. We'll take him out, and maybe that'll neutralize the tile. That would be ideal. That didn't kill him, so the ESG is going to have to do the work. Hi. Bye. Haha, we got to him before you. And so that's an entire Hydran force destroyed. They don't have many of these left, unfortunately. They're running out of ships and starbases and territory in general. 300 prestige is, of course, our reward for a job well done, and a neutral tile, and that's the critical one. So we'll pop over here and then pop right back, and we'll seek and hope to steal it from them. And if we can manage, then there's no combat there. All right, I'll take this mission. We'll go on MET-10 patrol. As long as it's not too dangerous, we should be absolutely fine. And if the worst does happen, well, the planet is nearby for us to take on. There is a light cruiser off in the distance. We're maximizing the speed of time while we wait for the phaser capacitor to charge. It's not like we're doing anything else, as we just sit here and wait. I cannot wait until we have a ship that can actually, like, travel. Oh, we have 2 light cruisers. Okay, that could be a minor problem. Let's kick in the speed. We've got... Ooh, good. You're your primary target. He's an XDV. He is some form of destroyer. He's a X-type destroyer, which is just a problem. XDV tells me I think he's got fighters, which is another problem. And let's overload the phasers. Okay, you missed with your Hellbores. You have deployed your fighters. That's not fun. I will deploy my fighters. Yeah, it's somewhat suicide, but you know what? I need to get these guys out and going. How are we dealing with how many killer bees here? You're 4. You're 4. He's got 8 killer bees. I cannot deal enough damage to kill you in one pass. Let's set this to range of 2. Kick it on now. Come over here. Maximum phase of defense if you don't mind. Because I'm about to target you pretty severely. You're our next target. Disruptors are up. Wait for it. Wait for it. I need this disruptor value to go higher. And that's about as good as it's going to get. Phasers engaged. Okay, so all of his fighters are dead, but he's still a dangerous target because he's an X-type war destroyer. We've got more killer bees over here, and there's also a pretty decent number of them, so we're going to turn in to engage them as well. Oh, nice drop with a mine. Very much approved. Let's give me 4. Ow, shield is down, but we got the fighters. Okay, we're done with the fighters. So now we can start to engage the enemy. So let's start hurting this hatchet. Ow, I knew that was going to happen. I just knew it. He had Hellbores. Of course he was going to get a good shot in. I still have the lance and one of my phasers ready to go. So he's gone active. I lost one of my X-phasers, lost the lance. I need that lance to work. Are you also going active? Well, in any event, it doesn't really matter. Set this down to 0. Kick it on. Phasers. Just start opening them up. We've got to use everything we've got to start tearing them apart. Because, oh, we hit him. Excellent. Unfortunately, we're losing shields left, right, and center. The problem is not necessarily that, like, we're an X-type heavy cruiser. Aside from the fact that we're a Lyran X-type heavy cruiser, we're still technically an X-type heavy cruiser, which makes us have quite a significant amount of, shouldn't be, firepower advantage over him. The problem is that we had to deal with the fighters first, which gives him basically a free round. Dump that there, and we'll pull on through, and I'm really having to rely on my armor on this one. We don't have a whole lot of it left either. Keep the engine repairs going. Seriously, that's the range? Maybe the fire back and didn't hit anything. We're down most of our shields. This heavy war destroyer is still in perfect shape. Our pseudo-frigates are still in good shape, so I'm actually going to tell them, go attack. Just, I want you to aggressively dog this guy, because we're through his shields in a couple of important places. Stop repairing the lance. Prepare that phaser first, because the lance is going to take you 3 weeks, and that's not acceptable. Disruptors start working to whittle him down. He's got an attack shift of 2. Why do I not have an attack shift to maintain higher? Or a defense shift, which he's apparently just... How are you maintaining higher than my defense shift? Oh, because I was calling for it, but I wasn't necessarily getting it. That makes a certain amount of sense. Lance, anything? Any weapon? I guess the ESG is going to kick on. He's still traveling quite quickly. Like, that is still a minor problem. Ow. Gatling phaser. Phaser Gs. Those are... Oh, we've got to pull this turn in tighter, because it's a problem. It's becoming a major problem. Come on. More disruptor. We've got a couple of open shields that we can really take advantage of here. We just need to get the shot. And that's the hard part. I really need to take stock of what weapon systems desperately need to be repaired. Marines. Go. May as well. We don't have any shields over there anyway. He's down to a single Hellbore, which means he's badly damaged. Where do you still have a fighter? How do you still have a fighter? Give me some distance. Where's my FPs, and why are they not going in on this heavy war destroyer? He's vulnerable to our attacks. Okay, so repair the engine. I want X phaser, X phaser, X phaser, X phaser, G phaser, Lance, and I'm filled on the queue. Don't have any disruptors available to me just at the moment. We're still trying to recover some power because we are quite badly damaged on power. And our pseudo frigates are taking some damage, but that's okay. I'm reasonably content to allow that to happen. Do need to get a good angle shot in on him that hopefully does not have me. Okay, so we busted him up. These hunter killers, these are your primary action targets. So kill and kill. You go after him to the exclusion of everything else. Okay, now the fighters are done. Now you will throw yourselves at him. So attack. Keep turning. Don't open yourself too much. We also can't afford to get too close, ironically, because well, he has Gatling phasers, and I'm getting too close. Pull away, pull away, pull away. This is gonna hurt. Mine. Don't get too close to me. You have Gatling phasers, and I do not have a shield over here. Ah, I knew that was gonna happen. That was a good run on us. Repairs. Well, they're working on as much as they can. Hi, Marines. 13. No, that's not gonna work for me. Just having to ignore him for the first 2 rounds was just devastating to us. We might be able to pull this off, depending on how good our pseudo frigates deal. But we have some serious problems Power, how much do I... Don't ever skip this. That's too important to miss. We've got a phaser back, which is nice. Slow down, slow down. I couldn't slow down enough. I have no power in the phaser capacitor because it's all going into this. Phaser capacitor must be important. I have basically no power. So it's all up to the pseudo frigates, and I don't think they can do it, unfortunately. Tried to be greedy. We tried to be greedy, and we paid the price for it. I'm not happy about how that worked out. The problem is there wasn't anything... You had to deal with the fighters first. You have to, because the angles that they can come at with, it's just too dangerous to leave Killer B3s alive. But at the same time, by not dealing with the fighters, you're really dealing with a major problem at that point. What can I buy? I can buy a battle station. I've got an NTG. NTG is 4 disruptors, 2 ESGs. No. I can't buy an XCA, unfortunately. We're a little bit short on cash for that one. What are we in? We're in an HDW XSR. So actually, let's take a look at the shipyard, see if there's anything with such a massively large alphabet soup name so I don't have to actually find it. There isn't. So it is apparently a base station. We need light cruisers. And it'll be an HDW NXSR. Yeah, probably should have gone the other way. Because I assume there's a lot of them. Lots of destroyers. There we go. HDWX, was it? And time is passing. Yep. HDWX. SR, was it? Yeah, that's our ship, so it is 4 Disruptor 3s, 2 ESGs, and 6 Phaser X's. That's incredibly disappointing. If we wanted an XCS, it would be 2 ESGs, 4 Phaser Bs. Can we find an XDD? I'd be down with an XDD. Forget XDD. 1500 is 4 Disruptors, 2 ESGs, 1 ESG Lance, 2 Phaser Bs, 2... Yeah, we'll buy that. So, purchase you. Supplies. Sell that thing. We still get pseudo frigates. Jeez, why do you go so heavily on the pseudo frigates, my friends? I mean, they're not very good. But we'll buy them. Now, if those had been Romulan pseudo frigates in our last mission, we would have been fine. They would have completely wiped the floor with one of those destroyers and flown on through. Ugh. Lyrans. Alright, locking that in. Let's set out back into space. I want to... Really? I want to take that tile today. And you're making it difficult to do so. It's neutral. We'd like to have it. So we're a much, much smaller ship. We're not being escorted by anybody today. Let's figure out how much power I've got available. I've got 2. 3. I've got 3. Hey, we can move. I can't complain too much, I suppose. We're traveling into the left-hand side of the map. That's where we can expect the starbase of some description. And there's our enemy. He's a light cruiser. He's a light cruiser pirate. Send a probe his way. Find out exactly what it is we're dealing with. And it is a... drones. 3 C-Rex. So he will be able to fire 6 missiles every turn because he can fire the C-Rex twice every turn. They recharge fairly quickly, which makes them excellent for spamming the enemy. Let's set ourselves up to... We really just don't have a ton of reinforcement, do we? How much speed can I get out of this thing? I would like to go for 6. Oh wow, I actually have quite a bit of power. We're not terribly armed for what we are. For Hydrons, anyway. Oh, how many fighters do you got? Oh, really? I hate you, game. Sometimes I just really hate you, because that's just not fun. Alright, let's go. I don't have any weapons group set up. So, show me my ESG, please. Set this up for a nice big bubble. And phasers. Just all weapons start engaging. Okay, so we took care of the fighters as we pulled through. We're doing a speed of 20, which is fine. I assume once our phaser capacitor is fully charged, we'll have a pretty interesting idea of what our power can do. I'd like to be able to travel at a speed of about 20. That would be nice to have. 1.7 points of energy into the shields. If I bring that down, no, we actually can maintain that pretty high speed as long as we're not charging the ESG, which we're about to be. So let's, in the meantime, set up our weapons groups because that was ridiculous. Set up all of the phasers. And that'll be on 1. Disruptors, of course, being on 2. And any weapon that I've got is right on top. Defensive tractors. Grabbed them both. Took another one, pulling on through. And we spread that damage out pretty good. Okay, now you're just being annoying. Now we need to set up the ESG, and that's on 3. And the Lance will mix with our... Where's our phaser Bs? There's one. All weapons. Crunching things down a little bit. Oh, we're not overloading. Oh, that took care of that. So we need to find phaser B, Lance, ESG Lance, and 2 phaser Bs. Yep, and that'll be on 4. So 1 we need to pull the phaser Bs out of. So this is a phaser B, and this is a phaser B, I believe. Yes, so that'll be 1. So 8 phaser X's, 2 phaser Gs, 2 disruptor 4s, 2 ESGs, and 1 ESG Lance, and all that. I think we're good. Okay, let's come in here and take care of him. We're gonna steal your lunch now, friend. By friend, I mean die, please. Alright, all weapons. Oh, we've got a great angle here. And bump. Phaser for a Gatling pass. So it's not exactly a Federation Gatling pass, because the Federation Gatling pass is like pretty hilarious with the amount of damage that it deals out, but it still worked out. Unfortunately, he took out our rear shields because I was trying to get a couple more phasers that could shoot backwards on things, and that did not work out great for me. So as we come in, we'll just nail him with a couple of phasers, and I think that'll probably take him. Disruptors are not yet ready. I don't think. No. Plus, they're not an arc. How big is our disruptor arc here? They're decent. They're not huge. But only having 2 of them kind of does take a lot of the sting out of them. Got you. Okay. So we need to find the left side of the map once again. And if we keep coming in this direction, yep. Somewhere off in this direction. Alright, let's maximize speed time. We gotta take on a gigantic starbase. I wanted to have that. I wanted to have that tile today. I really did. Just sort of push things into the end game, but no. They had to make things difficult on me. Alright, if I were to fire heavy phaser Bs, they would deal no damage from this direction. Disruptors are not in range because they're disruptor 4s. I gotta go within a range of 40. And how am I doing on all of the systems? I have an attack shift of 1, a defense shift of 2, because apparently he's not interested in stopping me from protecting myself, which is an interesting thing. And maybe I should launch pseudo frigates just to give him something else to shoot at. But show me all weapons. Just give me... Phaser X's are already in range. They'll deal some damage. And the phaser Bs are also in range, which will also deal some damage. 11 points in the forward shield. Let's start slowing down. I imagine he's going to start shooting at me at any moment. Show me this group. 6 damage is not great. Well, we'll fire. Look at them. They're giant and blue. That's what makes them special. Maximum speed time. Slow down. Slow down. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. So we're going to slowly come on in here. And I want to use my heavy phaser Bs for most of this stuff. The problem is they just take forever to recharge. Okay, my forward shields can handle that. For a little while anyway. Let's add in the disruptors. And so, disruptors on with this and this. Shields handled that perfectly. Fire and stop. You know what? We're just going to stop. Not going to move anymore. All weapons. We're firing it to really high. Oh, because you didn't bother to stop me. Yeah, I suppose that makes a certain amount of sense. Okay, if I just fired everything. Okay, I made a mistake. I made a huge, huge mistake. ESG to the offline position. 7 points of power in the forward shield. That's not tremendous. Oh, God. 2 and 5. That hurt. 3s. Or 4s, I mean. 3 is turning back online, but that's okay, so long as I don't ever shoot that ever again. I want to keep the fire going out. The problem is I don't have a whole lot to shoot him with. Like, we're not designed for this. To be fair, there's not a single Hydrogen ship that's designed to actually kill anything anyway. But, did I say Hydrogen? I meant Lyran. But at least if we had a heavy cruiser or something, we could do something about this, and we can't. It's just going to be a painful, long slog, isn't it? Yeah. Fire all that you want. I'll just use disruptors. If worse comes to worse, that's all I need to actually do. Is just to blast away with disruptors. Because they're accurate enough, they will hit him often enough. And I can actually defend myself pretty decently. Let's throw in the heavy phaser Bs, just because we think it's funny. So I want heavy phaser B, heavy phaser B, disruptor, disruptor. And surprisingly, that keeps my forward shield at 25. So let's keep a close eye to see how much energy that we burn through every time we do that. So 25 goes, so we need about 15. So if I add in, well, I can't add in anything because the phaser capacitor will charge it like at maximum power. Let's cut that down. If I fire that, and then that. Yeah, I've got, okay, that works. So I need to fire all weapons except for the ESG. I'm going to let the ESG charge really quickly. Okay, capacitor is full. Oh, does it just take a massive amount of power anyway? Oh no, there it goes. Okay, so all weapons, less the ESG. That was the ESG, right? Sorry, this is important. Okay, that'll work. 11 damage. Woo! So let's see if 16.7 points of defensive energy is enough to handle this. It was. Okay, so we're good. So this is now our life, as we sit here and steadily shell away, blasting at things that... Well, it's inevitable that we win. Like, there's no stopping us. He can't deal enough damage to wreck through our shields. And, well, we outrange him. That's the end of the day. If he had shields, he could do something about it, but he doesn't. So we just sit here and we blink away until the end of the universe. Which is always a little bit of an anticlimactic way of ending an episode, because this is how this episode is going to end. I am going to continue to play through until we destroy the starbase. But this is indeed the last mission. Although, do you remember way back, I think it was Season 1, we were fighting a Klingon starbase. We had recently gotten our X-type heavy cruiser. So it was a Federation X-type heavy cruiser, which is a great heavy cruiser. It's got 6 heavy photon torpedoes. And if you don't know about heavy photon torpedoes, oh, let me tell you, they're basically permanently overloaded photon torpedoes that fire at long ranges. So you know how a normal photon torpedo is 8 damage, and then 4 damage if you fire it in super accurate long-range proximity mode, and 16 damage if you fire it in point blank? Yeah, heavy photon torpedoes deal 8 damage in proximity mode, 16 in normal, and 32 if you overload them, which is a little bit of a firepower increase over most Federation designs. It allows them to be super aggressive in any situation that they really want to be. And because of that, well, Federation ships can siege out things really well. The problem was we were fighting the full-on maximum supersized starbase, which is just monstrously powerful, and I have failed to destroy starbases with multiple dreadnought fleets before. So we took it on with a single heavy cruiser, and I think that battle ended up lasting something in the neighborhood of over an hour. Because as I sat there and just continued to shell, because starbases turn just like this starbase is. And so he had 6 shield facings which he would reinforce. So every time I wanted to deal damage to him, I had to cut through the reinforcements, but I also had to wait until I had it the right angle to continue to focus on the same shield. And I spent an hour plinking away at that exact same shield over and over until we finally got through. And then even after that, it took a long time because we had to steadily blast away the actual armor to get to the systems involved. Once we got that, we started dealing damage to the weapons and the power generation, which eventually reduced his ability to defend against us to a point where we could finally win. But yeah, that episode took over an hour. There was a gap in between it because I was recording an episode and then I stopped part of the way through, and I kept fighting it, and then I came back and started re-recording the next episode. Oh, that was a fight. It was a hard-won fight, too, which meant that it meant something. I mean, it felt like we had really accomplished something, and we had. I mean, we took on, like, the maximum size starbase with a single heavy cruiser. But still, it was a nightmare to get through. Eventually, however, we're going to cut through his armor, and once his armor's down, he'll start taking damage to his actual systems. He doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of systems to take damage to. And one of the first things that'll tell us that is, aside from if this BPV thing suddenly drops down to like here, we've taken out one of his phaser 4s. But we'll see his attack shift, our attack shift drop. Because right now that's something that's definitely playing in to how much damage we're dealing to him. Because we have to fire into an attack shift, which reduces the amount of damage he's taking and reduces the accuracy of our weapons firing at him. So because of that, well, we're not dealing as much as we could be. So eventually we will get through that. Eventually. Although I do think that we haven't hit anything in a little while. So we need to hopefully blink something. I don't want... Well, I do have an attack shift of 2, so what I could do here is I can do this. And what that does... Yeah, I gotta go back up. I can't afford to be at a low level. But that gave me an opportunity to deal a little bit more damage. Yeah, we're finally starting to hit him with things. Yeah, if I gotta fight you on this, I will. Don't think I won't. Oh, no, 4, 2, 6. I will mess with you until you die. You cannot stop me. We've gotten detection to 0, so now we're starting to hit him accurately. Now he's trying to combat that. He's trying to go up. He wants an attack shift of at least 1. I'll chase you up to 2, but then I'm going to go up to 6 and start messing with it. Yeah. So we're just playing dueling electronic countermeasures. Oh, that's too much sense, unfortunately, for why that works. Just want to bring you down a little bit. Yeah, that's what I thought. Nope. Steadily, bit by bit, we will whittle you down. You will fail. Kind of profile what we're dealing with. It's just so hard to get lasting damage, although we did knock out one of his phaser floors. But we need to get real lasting damage. Although he's gone down to only a single point of energy into his electronic countermeasures. So is he having power problems? Maybe. He can't seem to decide how he wants to try and counter me. He wants to go up, clearly. So let's chase him. And then, are you going to try and go through? Because I can sit here at 4-2. Alright, I think we've started burning down. Yeah, I mean, look at that. He's down to under half. About 1/3 of his health at this point. I think we hit something important. Yeah, we've hit pretty decent... Oh, that was it. Alright, get on in there. Let's go. We finally have our opportunity to do something in this mission. It took forever. Oh, it's a 13-minute mission. And you have prevented me from going on to gloriously take that starbase dial, which has me very angry at you. But we will be successful now. Come on, ESG Lance, let's get in range. Show me the range of the ESG Lance. I think it's 7 that it works at? So it should be 7.99? No. 6.99? How far will this thing fire? 6.99, okay. All the weapons engaged. I'm gonna bump into you. Let's increase our speed so we can bump into him in time before the ESG actually shuts off. He's not actually an asteroid. We can't actually hit him. But I will slow down because... Oh, no, I burned it out. There we go. Jeez, game. Really? So that delayed us and meant that we wouldn't be able to take the actual base this time. But we will continue to go for it. He's only got a couple of tiles left and the entire Star Kingdom is ours. 238 prestige is our reward. 2 tiles. There's 2 tiles left for the enemy, but we have to take this. We just have to. But anyway, I've been Tirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.